Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashata Deshatarini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Namo Brahmana Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Te Namaha. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Prishpanasute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. नमस्कार श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. हरे कृष्णा एवरीवन, वेलकम.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
हरे कृष्णा. हरे कृष्णा, वेलकम. Welcome everyone. Hare Krishna. So welcome. Just one day left. Tomorrow is the last day of 18 days. So fast it went, right? Okay. Hope all of you have enrolled for level 2.
Mataji, I have enrolled. By default, it is coming as Saturday 7 p.m. So,
Okay.
Is there any other timing other than that? I mean, somewhere afternoon or something like that, or it's only 7 p.m.
Maybe not presently. Otherwise, it would have shown you the timings when you do the registration. We'll check it out anyways. If it is available, we will intimate in the group.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah. Ajay Prabhu, please make a note of it. If there is any timing other than this, just check. Yeah. Because now we have so many other courses, may not be possible for, I'm not sure we have or not another time also. We need more teachers, no? Okay. Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone to understand Gita in 18 days. So today chapter 17, Shradha Traya Vibhaga Yoga. So in the chapter 14, we saw about the 3 gunas. Can someone tell what are the 3 mode of nature, material nature?
Tamasic, Rajo, and Sattvic.
Yes, good. No. And what is above that? Which guna we have to come to which platform? What is that called? Something above Sattvic. What is it? Shuddha Sattva. Okay. Or pure mode of Guna.
Shuddha Sattva.
Shuddha Sattva. So basically in this chapter, Krishna is going to explain. We see people having different faith. It can be in religion, right? Mainly on the religion. In all the aspects of life, it differs. The faith of a person differs. So Krishna says this is because of certain mode of nature the person is in. So if a person has a sattvic nature, he has certain kind of faith. A rajasic person has a certain kind of faith, and a tamasic has certain kind of faith. So this chapter is all about it. Let's pay obeisances to Sri Radha Govind, ISKCON Guru, and to Srila Prabhupada, based on whose teachings we are conducting this 18 days course. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, what are the topics? Arjuna inquires about unauthorized worship. So, basically, in yesterday's chapter, we see that Krishna says, whoever does not follow as per the scriptures, and they are demons. No, Krishna called them as demons. Demons do not follow, and the atheistic people, all of them, Krishna says that who don't follow the Shastras are demons. So now Arjuna's inquiry about unauthorized worships. So next question, then Krishna answers that three modes determine one's faith. So worship, regarding worship, he explained first, and then food in three modes, sacrifice in three modes. Then there is a three kind of austerity in three modes, charity in three modes, and then he ends with Om Tat Sat, everything should be offered to Supreme. Om Tat Sat, sacrifice, charity, austerity should be offered to the Supreme. So, next down. Arjuna said, "O Krishna, what is the situation of one who does not follow the principle of scripture but worship according to his own imagination? Is he in goodness, in passion, or ignorance?" So this is a very relevant question, because why is he asking all this? Most of the questions, because it is for helping us, for people of Kali Yuga, because Kali Yuga was approaching. Arjuna is asking all these questions because now we see that people have different kind of belief systems, and there are many religions also coming up. Every other day there will be a new religion formed by some set of beliefs the people have. So this question is very relevant. And also in Bhagavatam, it is said that Kalena alpaisha kale atsmin yuge janaha manda sumanda matayo mandabada upadrita. For Kali Yuga, it is predicted that the future, how the people of Kali Yuga will be, they are short-lived. Kalena alpaishu kale asmin yuge manda sumanda matayo. They are very dull-headed, other two very dull-headed. Sumandamati Mandabada, always in disturbed condition. So these are prediction. That is why Krishna is giving us awareness, what is right and what is wrong. And from scriptures, we need to accept it. So also, because as I was saying in the chapter 16, Krishna was explaining that one who does not believe in Shastras is a demon. So now Arjuna wants to know, but there are few people who do whimsically, means according to their own understanding, they worship some god. So what are they into? Are they in goodness or passion or ignorance? So let's see what Krishna will tell. So yeah. So here Arjuna wants to know, do such person attain perfection stage of life? Is it possible for them to be situated in real knowledge and elevate themselves to the highest perfectional stage? Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Trividha Bhavati Shradha Dehinam Sa Swabhavaja Satviki Rajasi Chaiva Tamasi Cheti Tam Shrunu. The Supreme Lord said, according to the modes of nature acquired by the embodied soul, one's faith can be of three kinds: goodness, passion, or ignorance. Now hear about these. According to one's existence under the various mode of nature, one evolves a particular kind of faith. The living being is said to be of particular faith according to the modes he has acquired. So we all know that soul is by nature very spiritual, but because it comes into material nature, it gets contaminated, in the sense it acquires a false ego. So we don't have that false ego otherwise. The spirit soul does not have. It comes and it acquires it. And what is that false ego is of three modes. And because of that mode, we forget our real self, and based on the environment we live and the religion or our particular community, based on that certain faith, the person develop, the living entity develop. And Krishna says this can be divided into three kinds: goodness, passion, and ignorance. So here we can see the three type of devotees. One is a karmi, So here the kami or the karmi, what does he do? Like the person who does this karma kanda activity, fruitive activities. So he is in a rajasic mode. So here tamas is not there because he is a completely in bodily platform, tamoguna, and there's no destination. We know, like Krishna explains in yesterday's, that his destination is he'll go to the lower species of life. So, but what is about rajasic person? So he does karma, the pious activity, to fulfill his desires, and it's all about as per the scriptures, and then he goes to the Swargaloka, that highest, highest, he does the pious deed, he can go to this one. And then Gnani is also, he's in Sattva Guna, but he has, he want a liberation. He develops the knowledge, that is Gnana, by his own mental speculation, and he takes many years to understand. He speculate about the Lord, and he thinks that Brahman is the highest platform, that the effulgence that we say in the three realization, Brahman, Paramatma, and the Bhagavan realization, he assumes Brahman to be the highest, and he meditates and he want to merge in that. So that is his aim. So Jnani. And then what is the Bhakta, the devotee? He is in Shuddha Sattva because he worshipped the Lord without any desire, without any selfish desires. And this is about the pure devotee, not who have Jnana Mishra Bhakti, or there is something mixes there, like we have some intention behind it. This is basically the pure devotee who only aspires for the love of God. So after the 9th stage of Bhakti, the highest is the Shradha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, and then comes Nishta, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, and Prema. No? Prema is the highest. So we can see here the Prema stage. So, and then Krishna. So he can go to Krishna planet, that is Goloka. So this is also again based on their destination, how based on their beliefs. Yajante satvika devan yaksha rakshamsi rajasaha pretan bhutaganams chanye yajante tamasa janaha. Many in mode of goodness worship the demigods. Those in mode of passion worship the demons. And those in mode of ignorance worship ghost and spirit. So we see the people who go to Devatas, Krishna says they are in mode of goodness because they're all representatives of Krishna and they're all working as per the instruction of Krishna. You know, there are many shlokas in Brahma Samhitas which say that Shrishti Sthiti Pralaya Sadhana Shakti Reka Chaye Vayasya Bhuvanani Vibharti Durga Icha Nurupama Piyasya Chacheshta Tesa Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. That is the Durga, who is the controller of this material world. She maintains this world as per the instruction of Supreme Lord. And Lord Shiva is said to be Kshiram Yathadadi Vikara Vishesha Yogat Sanjayate Nahi Tata Prutagasti Hetoho Yasham Bhutamapi Tata Samupaiti Karyat Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So when a Supreme Lord wants to do the destructive activity, he expands himself, and it is said like Shiva, he takes the form of Shiva, that is milk turning into curd. That is Shiva. So milk is compared to Vishnu. When it becomes curd, it is Shiva. So basically, from milk you can make curd, but from curd it cannot again go back to milk. So from the Krishna, any expansions can be done. And also it is even about the Lord Ganesh also it is there. Yat pada pallava yugam vinidaya kumbha vandve pranama samayesa ganadi rajaha vignan vihantu malamasya jagatrayasya govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. So how is Lord Ganesh getting all the strength to eradicate this all problems of the three worlds? Said his trunk is at the lotus feet of the Lord, where he takes the strength for him to do all the work. So this is all told by Lord Brahma. So Lord Brahma is the first living entity, and only after him all Devatas, Gandharvas, everybody came. And this we understood, right? I think in chapter 9 or 10 we had that. So how the first living entity Brahma was created, and when Brahma is saying, we have to take it as authoritative, and this is the belief we have to take from Shastra. So here it is said, so when person in mode of goodness, he worshipped the Devatas, so it's pious, and the person in mode of passion, they worship the demon. So demon also, like it can be the people also, because when a person claims himself as God, he is a demon. So Prabhupada says that. And we see like for getting some favors, because always a Rajasic person, he wants something. That is why he goes to God, no? So he wants something in favor. So he worships some personality or anything. And we have also heard, you must have heard, like there are temples for the film stars, right? You must have heard. So we see that. So those things are mode of passion. And those in the mode of ignorance worship ghost and spirit. So there are also people who go and pray to the spirits. So they are said to be in mode of ignorance. So this is something called as Bhuta Kola. This is very famous in Mangalore side, where people believe in certain kind of puja or worship. Those who undergo severe austerities and penances not recommended in the scriptures, performing them out of pride, egotism, lust and attachment, who are impelled by passion and who torture their bodily organs, as well as super soul dwelling within, are to be known as demons. So these people who are doing the mode of ignorance, Krishna calls this, because these austerities and penances is not described in the scriptures. And we see here the on the right side, that is Hiranyakashipu. He wanted to become eternal, no? So he tortured. Krishna says that we have no right to torture our body. What does he do? He tortured himself, and one side of his whole body was eaten away by the anthill. I mean, anthill was grown, and one side it was eaten away. And because of his severe austerity, you can see the fire on his head. So it was such a torturing. I mean, he's torturing his body. So Krishna is not. Krishna says it is. He's also torturing the super soul, which is dwelling inside everyone. So this is not at all recommended. And we have also seen few people who pierce the mouth piercing and all. No, we have seen. You have seen. They pierce their mouth, and so many things they do. But these are all not there in the shastras. And we see here, what is this person doing here, right? So these are all not recommended in shastras. And this is Ravana. So Ravana, once he did the austerity, and he was a devotee of Lord Shiva, and he wanted to have a staircase to moon. And Prabhupada says, I mean, he was not succeeded. It was a failure. He couldn't do that. And Prabhupada says also, modern days people think that they have gone to moon, but it's not possible, because Bhagavatam states that moon is a heavenly planet and you need certain type of body to go there. Just like there are entities in the sun planet also. So for that, certain type of body is needed. So this is all not possible. But then people are doing such austerities. So which guna is above the three modes? So it's called as pure mode of goodness, which is Shuddha Sattva Guna. Worshipping Lord Krishna is the pure mode of goodness. Only then we can transcend the three modes. Traigunya Vishaya Veda, Nistraigunno Bhavarjuna, Nidvandvo Nitya Bhavastu, Niryoga Kshema Atmavan. Krishna says that, oh Arjuna, these Vedas deal only with the three modes of material nature, but you have to rise above the three modes. So worship and destiny. When we worship Lord Krishna, we can go to Vaikunta planet or Krishna Loka, that is Goloka. And demigods, you can go to heaven. And demons, we go to hell. And we see this all in Goloka chart, right? So ghost or spirit, ghostly planet, the destination. So now Krishna explained about the food liked by the people who are in three modes. Foods in the mode of goodness increase the duration of life, purify one's existence, and give strength, health, happiness, and satisfaction. Such nourishing foods are sweet, juicy, fattening, and palatable. So basically, so these are food in mode of goodness. So can you name some of the fruits which are juicy? Food that is juicy. The sattvic food. Can you name some of the food that are juicy?
Oranges,
Oranges. Yes. So basically all the fruits, no, that we get direct from nature. Most the food that we get from Mother Nature directly. So they are usually juicy. Not necessary. I mean, sometimes even the vegetables may not be not juicy, but then all that we get from the directly from Mother Nature, if we consume, it is very good for her, because our body is made of this panchatattva, the earth, water, ether, fire, air. So all these are in when that is properly in that food is taken in, because these vegetable fruits are grown directly from soil, no? And our body is also said that the soil content is there. So that it will, if all these elements are in balance, then I mean we should have proper water, proper fire element, and proper air element and the space element. Space element means we have to keep the ekadashi and these things, because giving a space or keeping vrata. So this all this, when it is in balance, then there is a proper perfect health, ultimate health. Otherwise, if there is an imbalance in this five, usually what happens, most of the time we take only the dry thing. I mean, we don't consider equally the water and the other part, right? So only then our health will be good. So here only Krishna says that will give full strength, happiness and satisfaction. And next, our foods are too bitter, too sour, salty, pungent, dry, hot, are liked by people in the mode of passion. Such foods cause pain, distress, and disease. So we know, like sattvic food, usually to eat, we don't like it because we need something, the tongue asks for something spicy, like that. We need the chatpata, masala, chat, like that. Those things will be more liked by people mostly. So these are all people who are in mode of passion. So this always, the sattvic food initially maybe we don't like, but it is said that our body get adjusted to that taste. If you start replacing it with the sattvic food, initially you may not like, but later you start liking that. And also the benefits are also there, the way health will improve. But this one, while eating, it is very nice, the rajasic, the spicy chili food, but later we get so much of diseases from it. And the tamasic, food cooked more than 3 hours before being eaten, which is tasteless, stale, putrid, decomposed, and unclean, is food liked by people in mode of ignorance. So we know, like the food, like the alcohol, that is actually, it's already fermented, no? That is already fermented, and it is not good in the initial also, are not good in the at the later stage also. Even the non-veg, because it's also it comes in mode of, it is a decomposed food, because it's putrid, stale, because already the animal is dead and we are eating something dead food. You should always have living food for a healthy life. And we see here that in some countries, this is called kazu marzu, some kind of cheese. And can you see the worms here? So it is said the live worms are there in the cheese, and the more it is worms and people, the rate is more. So you can just go and Google yourself, kazu marzu, it is called as. I mean, there are people who eat such kind of food. So try to have, and this is the sattvic plate, right? I mean, the in a banana leaf in temple where we can see this food items, so which is offered to the Lord. So when it is offered to Lord, it becomes Shuddha Sattva. No? Only Sattva means having just the sattvic food, but when you offer to the Lord, it becomes Shuddha Sattva. And this is how we have to offer. You need a nice plating and keep the tulsi leaf in each of the item, and then offer to God with a prayer. Hare Krishna mantra, you can just Panchatattva mantra and say the Hare Krishna mantra and offer to Lord. Keep it for 5 minutes and then you can consume. So that becomes your prasad. So this food we consume is broken into 3 components. Grossest ingredient is the stool. So maximum it goes in by stool, and middling ingredient absorbed into flesh. That's how we get our body. So whatever we eat, that gets absorbed, some of it into the flesh. And subtlest ingredient is absorbed into our mind or consciousness. So always the food is, when we eat, we have to be very cautious. Whatever you are eating, don't just think that it is satisfying your taste bud. It's also going to your, not just to flesh, it is going to your subtle mind and consciousness. So the person who cooks, his consciousness is there in the food. Why do we feel like most of the people, they always recall you relish the taste of mothers, no? Why? Because there's so much love in that. And that is why when that consciousness is good, you feel so good. So that is why when we are cooking also, morning it is good. When you are putting some kirtan and doing the cooking, So that consciousness will be there in food. And that's how you can, I mean, some people say like, how can I give to other people in the family the Krishna consciousness when they're not ready to chant? At least in food, you can do that. While cooking, you can have that consciousness. When you offer the food and give it to them, slowly Krishna will give them that. Like when you offer, you can make a particular prayer to Krishna that to give a person or them, the family people, the Krishna bhakti, and slowly Krishna will give that. So we know that there are various diseases which are concerned because of the various food habits. So this all maybe it is very palatable to the mouth, but it's not good for our health. All these burgers, pizza, everything, and also whatever we have, the packaged food from the market, we give a lot to children these days. No, it's all very bad because if you see the outside the cover, the any Lays or whatever you see, the backside, there'll be so many ingredients, chemical, most of it. And also these packaged food, they put lot of sugar and oil. Actually, to increase the taste bud, they do so much of research and they put particular chemicals. So you just can't stop eating. Have you seen, like if you start eating a potato chips, you just feel like going on and on, because that's how they've developed that. But then those are all really very harming for our health, not good. Preparing bhog for Krishna, cooking with good consciousness. So while cooking, we need to have a good consciousness. And usually in temple, they pray to Lord first, and then before cooking, because for Krishna, cooking is always done in spiritual world, Radharani. And Radharani is said to be the very best cook, and she doesn't repeat a single dish every day. I mean, every day she prepares a new dish. So we also should pray Radharani so that we can advance in our cooking delicious food for Krishna. And then offering to Krishna with love and devotion, correct mood for offering. So we need to have a correct mood in the sense we should not prepare for satisfying our senses. Basically, it is a mood like to please the Lord. So that should be the mood. And honoring the Krishna Prasad. So while honoring also, we pray before taking. So, and then we take the prasad. So result we know that how this goes into the subtlest form. And also it helps us in advancing in bhakti. So yes, you are what you eat. So if you eat the sattvic food, how the body will be? Body is in balance, harmony, positive, peace, and there's a clarity. But when we eat this rajasic kind of foods, there is a lot of movement, activity, energetic, over energy, excitement, passion. So this is rajasic mood. So in the tamasic foods, what will happen? It brings inertia in a person, inactivity, negative, apathy, dullness. Just try for one day, like try having only sattvic food. You feel so energetic the whole day. I mean, not having any leftover foods, or try to avoid to have those leftover foods and these things. Try to, if it is less also, it's okay when you cook. So it's not good for health. So those are all comes tamasic. But if you keep for prasad, and you can have it later in the evening, because Krishna says that like 3 hours, that is basically for the tamasic kind of food. So others, if it is a prasad, there's no harm. You can take it later. Of sacrifices, that sacrifice performed according to the duty and to scriptural rules and with no expectation of reward is of the nature of goodness. So, Yagnanam Japa Yagnosmi. So for Kali Yuga, the recommended sacrifice is the chanting of the holy name. So while chanting, a person only asks for giving the to know the God and also to give the service to the Lord. That is what is the meaning of Hare Krishna mantra. No? We are praying Radharani to give us service of Godhead. So chanting means there is no expectation. This is pure mood of goodness. But that sacrificed. So now actually sacrifice in 3 modes. Krishna is explaining. So we saw food in 3 modes. Now sacrifice in 3 modes. Now Rajasic. But that sacrifice performed for some material end or benefit or performed ostentatiously out of pride is of nature of passion, O chief of Bharatas. So he is doing out of pride. I mean, he wants some recognition, and for that some people show off, no, like they want to give, and especially they want to give if somebody is noticing them. So or they are being captured by media, or the politicians mainly they want to distribute, and that will all come in paper. They did that. So that kind of passion, which is done out of pride and expecting something in return, they have some intention behind it. So this is all the in passion, mode of passion. So sacrifice performed in defiance of scriptural injunction, in which no scriptural food is distributed, no hymns are chanted, no remuneration are paid to priests, and which is faithless, that sacrifice is of nature of ignorance. So actually, when there is a sacrifice, yeah, there are certain remunerations to be given to the priest, because brahmanas only live on that, right? But and then this person who are in ignorance, they do basically as per their own beliefs. They say I don't believe in shastras, but in Nectar of Devotion, there is a shloka which says Shruti Smriti Purana Di Pancharatra Vidhim Vina Aikantiki Harer Bhaktir Utpata Taiva Kalpate. Shruti Smriti, I mean, the one which does not consider Shruti, that is the scriptures, Smriti, and the Upanishads and other scriptures, which is not the rituals that are performed without in line with these things are just a disturbance to the society. It is said like that. So here we see in the picture the Bhaumasura. No? Bhaumasura, he once worshipped the Lord Shiva, and he was cutting all his flesh and putting into the fire. Finally, when Lord Shiva didn't come, he wanted to cut off his head, and then Lord Shiva, by being pleased, he comes and he gives darshan, and then he says, what do you want? He says that whomever I put my hand on, that person should get burned. See, that's how their desire is. They want to, even Hiranyakashipu, he wanted to kill the devatas. That was his intention. So they do only for some destructive work, the person in mode of ignorance. So immediately Lord Shiva approved it. And you know what happened? He ran behind Shiva to test him, first on him only, Lord Shiva. And then Lord Shiva has to run for his life, and he goes to Lord Vishnu. And Lord Vishnu has to come as a Mohini avatar, and then we know that he killed that demon. So this is what happens. That is in mode of ignorance. Deva Dvija Guru Pragna Pujanam Shauchamarjavam Brahmacharyam Ahimsacha Shariram Tapa Uchyate. The austerity of the mind consists in this: worship of Supreme Lord, the Brahmanas, spiritual masters, and superiors like the father and mother. Cleanliness, simplicity, celibacy, non-violence are also austerity of body. So now the austerity of body. So it is said that in the scriptures also we have to worship. I mean, even the one who is in elder in age, or he is in the place of a parent. So superiors like mother and father, they should be worshipped, and the guru, the spiritual master, and the brahmanas, and Krishna also says this. So one should keep their body, mind, and words, everything pure. And what is celibacy means, like voluntarily accepting some pain, like keeping the Ekadashi or fasting on certain days. And on disappearance day of, I mean, in the devotees keep the appearance and disappearance day of the spiritual masters, so, or the acharyas. So that is also done in the kind of fasting. That is because to get their mercy, only with their mercy. Guru Krishna Krupa Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. Only with their mercy we can succeed in the devotional life. So, and there was one Acharya, Raghunath Das Goswami, who comes in our Sampradaya. So he was doing so much of austerity. Actually, he was born in a very aristocratic family. But when he met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then he gave up everything, he was doing per day like 64 round of japa. You know that one round is 108 into 64. And then 1,000 obeisances he used to pay every day to the deity, the Krishna. and then 2000 obeisances to Vaishnava. Don't know how much time he had. Like, and then he used to just have 1 cup of buttermilk. So these are all austerity, but we cannot imitate them. So this is an example. We can just keep something like keeping whatever Prabhupada has given, keeping fasting at least on Ekadashi twice in a month, and yeah, and appearance and disappearance of day of the acharyas we can do that. Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat swadhyayabhyasanam chaiva vanayam tapa uchyate. Austerity of speech consists in speaking truthfully and beneficially, and in avoiding speech that offends. One should also recite the Vedas regularly. So most of our thinking is that, oh, I tell truth, I am very honest, or I tell, but the way we tell, it can hurt the feelings of others. But Krishna says here, it's not just important that you're speaking truth, it has to be beneficial and also avoiding speech that offends. So when one instance, when in Bhagavatam, when Vidura comes from the Mathura, he comes to know that Krishna has already the Vrindavan. He comes after, because Vidura was not there when Mahabharata war was going on. He goes for a pilgrimage, and by the time he returns, he comes to know that from Dwaraka that Krishna has already left to his own abode. Krishna is not there. And all the inauspicious things were happening, and Yudhishthira Maharaj was wondering why this is all happening. And there is such a big explanation. I mean, in the Bhagavatam, so many questions Yudhishthira Maharaj asked. Is this happened? That happened? So many omens, he says, all this happened. And but then Vidura does not open up at all that Lord Krishna is not there. He has left to his abode. So that is not avoiding something. Sometimes some speech has to be avoided if it is not benefiting, no? And beneficially, this is said. So that is why one should speak, I mean, derive the highest benefit when somebody is speaking, or one should elevate the other person with your speech. Otherwise, that speech should not be avoided. So, and Yudhishthira Maharaj is example here. This is Yudhishthira Maharaj. So Yudhishthira Maharaj, when he got the kingdom after the Mahabharata war, he was supposed to be the king. When Krishna tells, he doesn't accept it. But then Bhishma orders him, then he accepts. And also he says, he takes the approval from the Dhritarashtra. Though he need not ask him, but then he was made as a king there. Still he was living like a king, and he accepted with his blessing. Means even after so much they did for them, being all the offense they have done to him, still he gave so much respect. So this is being the austerity of speech. So how, and in austerity of speech, how Prahlad Maharaj, he pleased his all fellow the Gurukul boys, and he influenced them to speak, to chant the holy name of the Lord. So that is also austerity of speech. And Prabhupada, we can see sometimes it is said that a spiritual master has a right to chastise or scold a devotee, because for his own good. He does that, and that is right. And here we see that he's also enjoying, he's having a good time with his disciples, having a good laugh, all of them. So our speech can make someone happy, afraid, sad, hot, means angry. So feelings and emotions, all this we can do just with our speech. So we have to be very careful. How do we speak with others? Mana prasada saumyatvam maunam atma vinigraha bhava samshuddhiretyetat tapo manasamuchyate. And satisfaction, simplicity, gravity, self-control, and purification of one's existence, or austerity of mind. Now the austerity of mind. So to purify one's nature is to become Krishna conscious and engage your mind in thoughts by which you perform help in purification of existence. So first purification is the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. So when we chant, Cheto Darpana Marjanam, no? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, so all the dirt that is accumulated in our heart, it becomes clean, it gets cleansed. So we need to chant. Then how do we get how do we calm the mind? So it is said in Shastra, so we should give up our greed. So the more we are so many social media we are connected with. How is it possible for us to be in peace? No, we should not, it's not required. And Prabhupada says it's just a waste of time. He used to also see the papers, just 10 minutes in the morning. His disciples used to read the headings. That's all is required. So why are we seeing the same news in all different platforms, same thing, and getting, because that affects our consciousness. Whatever we saw, right, that in that thought, how thought becomes action, action become character, no, action become words, and word become character. That's so that's how it becomes. So it's all become with thought. How does that thought develop? Where else your mind is engaged in, huh? So this is how we need to avoid distraction. And we see that earlier people, they were more in peace. That time there was no television, and people were at more peace. And that too, after this more, the WhatsApp and these things, people are getting even more. The relationship problems are more in after this. No, after this mobile and WhatsApp, because when you get angry, earlier days, if people has to write a letter and to them, so by the time it reached there, the intensity would have reduced. Both of them, okay, they would have, now that intensity will be reduced. But now what happens? Immediately they send, and they are in anger, immediately react, and then we know how much problem we get into. So, and Prabhupada says, what is silence? So silence is not something not speaking at all. Actually, silence means we have to speak that is conducive for self-liberation, self-realization. So silence is speaking about the Lord. So how Maharaja Amrish used all his senses in worshipping Lord, and how Jadabharata, he never spoke a word because he knew he didn't wanted to get engaged in materialistic talk. So he only spoke which is favorable to, whenever it is really necessary. So a Krishna conscious person, Prabhupada says, should not speak a nonsense, not prajalpa. So even in Nectar of Instruction, it is said, one of the thing that destroys one's devotional service is prajalpa, that is rumors, talking about unnecessary things which is not at all useful. So yes, so these are the thing for austerity of mind. So this is Shukadev Goswami. Okay. So Shukadev Goswami is a son of Vedavyas. He was born after 16 years. He was in his mother's womb for 16 years because he had heard in Bhagavatam from his father when he was in mother's womb, and he understood that if I come out, the soul, the pure soul, it will get in contact with material mode, and I'll get the three mode, and I'll forget the Lord. So he didn't want it to come out, and then he has to go to the Lord, and Krishna assure him that don't worry, you'll be a liberated soul when you're born. So that's how he was born. And but when he was born, immediately he became a big boy of 16-year-old and naked, because he was a self-realized. He don't know anything apart from Lord. He just walks away from the home, and we see here Vedavyas calling him, my son, please wait. And he's calling because he don't have any attachment towards anyone. He's a liberated, and he is just walking there. And there he was passing by, there were women who were taking bath. So they were not bothered when the boy was going. And when Vedavyas came, they all covered themselves. So, and then Vedavyas asked, why is this? You're not bothered. My son is so young and handsome. You're not covering yourself. And when I am coming, I'm an old man, you're all covering yourself. And then he says that because we could see that his eyes were like a child. There was no discrimination in his eyes. But in your eyes, there is a discrimination. Discrimination means, and Prabhupada says, this is required for a Muni. Though it's not a doubt on his character. Basically, for a Gruhastha, he is a Gruhastha. So he need to have that discrimination. So this was his purity of mind. And there's a story of a saint. So how a mind really works. Okay. So we understand this from this story. Once Lord Ram, Mata Sita, she tells Lord Ram that why are you always carrying your bow and arrow with you all the time? So because you may kill some innocent creature because you are holding this. And then she starts telling one story to him. She says that once there was a saint, and the saint he was doing so much of austerity and he was meditating upon Lord in a small cottage in the forest. And suddenly what happens, Lord Indra, actually he would, if he does more austerity, he may get the position of Indra. So now Indra is afraid. So somebody would take his seat. So now what he has to do, he had to come and spoil his austerity. But what does he do? If he send the beautiful women, the apsaras, he won't be shaken because he's all above that. Can't do anything. So he thinks what to do. And then what he does? Okay. So he brings one sword and he give it to that the sage, and he says, you please keep this sword with you for some time. I'll take from you after few months. I will come. Please, can you keep this within your cottage? He says, okay, let it be, let it lie there somewhere. So he keeps it there. So one day, and then every day he was seeing that. And one day when he was going to forest, because he was a sage, he has to go to forest for his food, the fruits he has to get or something. So one day he thinks, why is it is anyways lying there without any use? Why don't I carry it? And he carries it. And then he starts cutting off the grasses which is coming in way, and he's cutting. And then gradually what happens? Some animal come to attack him. Then one day he attacks the animal. So it becomes his habit. It's like if somebody is coming to hurt him, he uses that to kill the animal. So like that, he become a big serious hunter, like serial hunter. Like he started killing the animals like that. And one day when after many months, Lord Indra comes, he sees that he had become like, he has changed from a sage to such a hunter. And he was one day he was happy that, okay, now my seat is safe. So Mata Sita, she's telling the story to Lord Ram, but Lord Ram is God himself. He says that, don't worry, Sita. So actually this, what does it shows is, our mind works on what you feed. The more the thoughts that create, I mean, it's created on what your mind is fed, what you're giving to your mind every day, the food, no? That accordingly it will act. If you're reading a content which is very fearful, or those news you are hearing, so obviously your mind also get disturbed and your consciousness it will affect. So these are all very subtle things. So here then Lord Ram tells her that don't worry, I will not do that. If the day that I do, I will keep my bow and arrow. I will not use anymore. Then she got satisfied. And he had killed many, more than I think 16,000 demons and all in that Dandakaranya. So yeah. Shraddhaya paraya taptam tapastat trividham naraihi apalankakshipir yuktaihi satvikam parichakshate. The threefold austerity. Now Krishna is explaining up austerity in three modes. Practiced by men whose aim is not to benefit themselves materially but to please the Supreme, is of nature of goodness. So the austerity one who does that is done for pleasing the Lord, and it is not for any of their benefit. That is, so we will see that devotees go on parikrama and to the pilgrimages. So why do they go? They take walk, and also you should see in the Vrindavan. Vrindavan is almost 26 kilometers. You have to take a parikrama. So such a big walk. So parikrama means a full. You have to do a circle to that Vrindavan. So when you do that, you see the people, they do with just that dandavat. Dandavat means lying. So the full, they have to falling like a stick, that is called dandavat pranam. So like that they do every dandavat they do, and for 26 kilometers they do for many days it will go. So there are people. Once last time when we went to Vrindavan, I asked one, there was a young boy and parents were going along with him. He was doing dandavat and he was already doing from 6 days. I think another 6 days he would take. So I asked him, why you have any rat or some, they'll do, no? Like if I get something, I will do. If my wish is fulfilled, for that I asked him, are you doing for something like that? Why are you doing this? Then he said, no, just to please Lord, such a noble souls, and there's nothing interested other than pleasing the Lord. He just want to please the Lord, nothing else, he said. So these are all done in mode of goodness. You see this Govardhan Parikrama, Mayapur Parikrama. Satkaramana pujartam tapo dambena chaivayat kriyate tat iha proktam rajasam adhrubam. Those ostentatious penances and austerities which are performed in order to gain respect, honor, and reverence are said to be in mode of passion. So when a person is mode of passion, mana, puja, pratishta, for that he wants that to gain respect, honor, and reverence. So which is not stable or permanent, but he does for some gain. So and they do this Bhagavad Saptah. Some people they do for 7 days, but actually Prabhupada says Bhagavatam is Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Nashtaprayasha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. So every day Bhagavatam to be read. So please, I also request all of you, please attend the Bhagavatam class in the morning. I don't know how many of you are attending. Can you raise your hand? Whoever is attending the Bhagavatam class. Anyone attending here?
Can you give the link again?
Temple link, Mataji. Yeah, we will post now in the Prabhu. Please share the Bhagavatam details in the group also, please. And also here you can give the temple link. Please join by 8:15. There'll be Kirtan going on, and then it starts. Okay. Yeah, Vidya Mataji attend. Good. So please do attend. So every day it is nice morning. Whoever, if you are not having. If you're traveling also, you can at least hear. If you're going to on the way to office, it will go till 9 o'clock. Okay. Sometimes it extends till 9:15. Okay.
What time you said?
Morning.
What time?
Morning 8:15 to 9.
Yeah, but we haven't got the link even once, I think.
We will share, Mataji. Ajay Prabhu?
No, Mataji, we have got it before.
Got it? Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
I must have missed it. Can you please again give?
Yes, sure. We will post. The temple link will be posted. Somebody have the temple link, you can share in the chat. The link will be same every day. Okay, you can just save it in your mobile or somewhere. So because we don't have a group as such for Bhagavatam classes, you just join in the temple link. We will share in the group. No issue. Matmana yat pidaya kriyate tapaha parasyot sadhanartham va tattamasam udharutam. And those penances and austerities which are performed foolishly by means of obstinate self-torture or to destroy or injure others and said to be in mode of ignorance, like how this Hiranyakashipu did, because his intention was to win over the devatas and to kill them. And sometimes these politicians also keep fasting, which are all no use of such fastings for, because they have some demands, no, and this which is not in shastras. So these are all mode of ignorance. Datavyamiti yaddanam diyate anupakarani karine deshe kale cha patre cha taddanam satvikam smritam. That gift which is given out of duty at the proper time and place to a worthy person and without expectation of return is considered to be charity in mode of goodness. So many people. So now yesterday our His Grace Namanisha Prabhuji, he came and he showed you like about the upcoming the temple, and also we would need help because it needs a lot of many people who have to come forward to help, because it's a big project. It only runs from donation from all the people. So it's not like because this courses he has kept it free so that everybody gets benefited the knowledge, but then not everybody will be able to give money. No, some people give, so from that donation it works. So this is called mode of goodness without expecting anything. So when you're giving to temple, you are not having any expectation, you are just giving out as a duty so that some people will get benefit of the spiritual knowledge. No, and this is the highest knowledge, because when we give something to, like for example, when a child is lost in the street, somebody comes and give the food, okay, and the child is satisfied for that time, that maybe from if it had the food now till half day it will survive, and again it has to beg, and then some other person will come and he gives some clothing, and clothing also may stay for some days, but then some other person will come and he will take that child to the parent. So that highest charity is taking to parents. So similarly, the knowledge that we get, the charity that that ISKCON is giving, actually, that is the highest charity, because they are giving us a chance to connect to our eternal Father, the Krishna. No, otherwise we all forgot what is our real identity. Making us aware, bringing that awareness in the society, that is really a highest charity without any expectations. So charity given out of, so here is an example where when Lord Krishna was born, so his father, he gave many cows which were all decorated with jewelry in charity, Nan Maharaj, to right person. And it is said at a proper time and place to a right person. Many times we give to someone on roads, or I mean without seeing if he is really qualified. What will happen? The karma will come to us if that is misused. That is the only problem. Yet pratyupakarartham phalam uddishya va punaha diyate cha pratiklistam taddanam rajasamsmritam. But the charity performed with the expectation of some return, or with a desire for fruitive results, or in a grudging mode, is said to be in charity mode of passion. So when a person is giving charity also, but he has some expectation. See, he in the picture, he is giving and he want to take a selfie because he want to put in the Insta or the Facebook so that everybody comes to know that he has done charity. So actual charity means you should not know, one hand should not go, when it is given to the left hand should not go. I mean, right, it is given to right hand. So like that it is said, no? So that is in Sattva Guna, but in Rajoguna, they want to show everyone that I have done this, or doing something for fruitive results. So all the yagnas or rituals that is in Vedas are all fruitive activities. Or in a grudging mode. Grudging mode means giving charity and then repenting. Was it required to be given so much? Why did I give? Maybe not required. That person is not, or like that. So means not in a full, we are not fully okay with giving that. We are just in a grudging mode. So that is called as in charity in mode of passion. Adeshakale yattanam aprapyam apatrebhyascha diyate asatkritam avagnatam tattamasam udharatam. And charity performed at an improper place and time and given to unworthy persons without respect and with contempt is charity in mode of ignorance. So we can see this person is asking money for weed. Come on, you are asking for intoxication, and people are there who give them. So this is completely in ignorance. Because if you give, then whatever sins he's getting, we also become a party to it. So this is in mode of ignorance. From the beginning of creation, the 3 syllables Om Tat Sat have been used to indicate Supreme Absolute Brahman. They were uttered by the Brahmanas while chanting Vedic hymns and during sacrifice for the satisfaction of Supreme. So all Bhoktaram Yagna Tapasam Sarvalokamayeshwaram. So it is all, Krishna is the ultimate enjoyer of all the sacrifices. So whenever these Brahmanas used to perform any sacrifices, they would say Om Tat Sat. No, we have heard this in when in the marriages and other pujas, they'll do the Om Tat Sat and they'll do the puja. So that does mean we are offering to please the Lord, all austerity, sacrifice and penances. Is there a way that, now Arjuna want to know, is there a way that I don't get any karmic action even for pious reaction? Is there a way to come out of old age, birth, death and disease? Because many a times we will have to help somebody who is in need. So then what do I do? So Krishna says, Om Tat Sat iti nirdesho brahmanas trividai smritaha brahmanas tena vedascha yagnascha vihita pura. From the beginning of creation, the 3 syllables Om Tat Sat have been, okay, this is what we used, no? We write this. Looks same. Yeah, this is the same. Okay, so here, so what is Om Tat Sat? Om means sacrifice, charity and penance in accordance with scriptural regulations begin always with Om to attain Supreme. So how do we know if that sacrifice is authentic. So it starts with Om. So this is basically for sacrifices, which is, I mean, it is in general, but we don't have this for the Kali Yuga, because Kali Yuga mantra is Hare Krishna mantra, which does not have Om, because Om is a representation of Krishna, but holy name is Krishna himself. Namna Makari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis. So there's no difference between Krishna and Krishna's name. It has full potential. And what is Tat? Without desiring fruitive result, one should perform various kind of sacrifice, penance, and charity with the word Tat. The purpose of such transcendental activity is to get free from material entanglement. And what is Sat? The absolute truth is the objective of devotional service, and it is indicated by the word Sat. The performer of such sacrifice is also called Sat, as all the works of sacrifice, penance, and charity, which true ought to be absolute and are performed to please the Supreme Lord. So all the penance, sacrifice, charity, everything, it has to start and end with Om Tat Sat. So then what happens? Whatever activity we do, even if it is a pious, or it will not get reaction, because pious means you will get accumulate good deeds. We know that story of Durga. Even again, that there is always whatever pious deed or bad deeds, you have to come back again to this world. But if it has to become a akarma, then it has with Om Tat Sat. Okay, you have to give, if you are giving anyone also in charity or anything, so do with Om Tat Sat, it is said here. And reading like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, or these scriptures, these are all comes as a akarma. So any activity done for satisfying Supreme Lord becomes eternal. But sacrifice, austerities, and
Mataji,
yes?
can I interrupt 1 minute? Mataji,
Yeah.
in the previous page, there was a question right at the top.
What?
I would like to know what is the answer. You know, yes, in this page. Is there a way that I don't get any?
Yeah, that is what. So basically, karmic reaction comes when you do even the pious activity. Means you do some good thing for others. So to get that back, you need to get a return. No, you have done some good deed. So to get that, again, we have to come back to this life, where again we have to face this birth, old age, death, and disease. So how do we come out of this? That means Krishna is telling Om Tat Sat. Use Om Tat Sat, means even if you are doing a charity or someone, so say in your mind and so that without any expectation, in the name of Lord you are offering Om Tat Sat, and then you give it to that person. So that does not anymore become a pious deed. It becomes offering to the Lord, Supreme Lord. So then there is no karmic reaction. It becomes our karma. That is what is said.
But then is there a way to come out of old age? Is that the way? Om Tat Sat, when you give?
Prabhu, I think you are not following what I'm saying. So basically, see, you want to give a charity to somebody on the road. Okay, you're giving them, for example, so some clothing or something you want to give. So you're giving on regular basis, or something you're giving some institution or something you're giving regularly. So, but you're doing that, you are actually accumulating pious deeds. So what will happen? To get that return, so you have to get that good reactions, so you will have to come back again, but that is not the intention. We don't come back to this material world again to take this again, old age, birth, death, disease. So how do we come out of that reaction, even the pious reaction? Krishna says with Om Tat Sat. So when we give them in that mentality, we give, like we have to give. That is all about consciousness. You think in consciousness that Om Tat Sat, and that is an offering to Lord, and then you are giving to that person without any expectation. No, we don't expect anything. We are just giving out of dharma, like that. That's all. So then then there is
Such an answer to all this.
So when we do any but when you do directly services to the Lord, then it is not required. But when we do other pious actions, that time we can use. That is what Krishna is saying.
Okay, thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. But sacrifices, austerities, and charities performed without faith in the Supreme are non-permanent. So even if we do all the austerities and without having faith in Supreme Lord, so it does not stay for a long time. Krishna says faith is the most essential thing when we do any of the sacrifice or austerity. Okay, so son of Pritha, regardless of whatever rites are performed, they are called asat and are useless both in this and the next. So what to speak of next life? In this life also, it is useless, Krishna says. It becomes asat. Asat means not true. So what is Srimad Bhagavatam has to say? Somebody can read? Can someone read?
Yes, Mataji, can you read?
Yeah.
So Srimad Bhagavatam 1.1.2, completely rejecting all religious activities which are materially motivated, this Bhagavata Purana propounds the highest truth, which is understandable by those devotees who are fully pure in the heart. The highest truth is reality distinguished from illusion for the welfare of all. Such truth uproots the threefold miseries. This beautiful Bhagavatam, compiled by the great sage Vyasadeva in his maturity, is sufficient in itself for God realization. What is the need of any other scripture? As soon as one attentively and submissively hears the message of Bhagavatam, by this culture of knowledge, the Supreme Lord is established within his heart. Hare Krishna.
Very nicely read. Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, so nice. No, what is it saying? It rejects all the religious activities. If you, because Krishna also says, Sarva dharmam paritejya mamekam sharanam vaja aham tam papebhyo mokshayishyami masuchaha. Don't be attached to so many religious activities which are mentioned in the Vedas. If we take shelter of Lord Krishna, so those things are not required. Because if you are yasmin tushte jagat tushte, if you are satisfying the Lord Krishna, so whole world becomes satisfied, because all devatas are part and parcel of the Lord. And Bhagavad Purana is the highest truth. And it is done by Vyasadeva in his maturity. What does it mean? Because Vyasadeva only is the one who has given so many Puranas, and different demigod worship is given by him in different Puranas. That is why there is a confusion in society that which one to do, and there are many people who have different beliefs. But Vyasadeva has written this Bhagavatam at last. That is why Prabhupada has given here in the bracket that in his maturity, because when he was matured, in the sense, after writing all Puranas, 18 Puranas, the Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic related Puranas, and he was sitting and contemplating that I'm not happy after doing all this. One day he was meditating upon it, and Narada Muni, his spiritual master, he comes there and he says, what happened, my son? And then he says that I'm not happy. I wrote Mahabharata, I wrote all Puranas, Upanishads, and still I'm not happy. What is the reason? And then Narada Muni says, because you have not glorified Lord Krishna, right? You have not glorified. So that is why you are not happy. You write Bhagavatam. He instructs him at that age. So after writing all those Puranas, so that exceeds all those Puranas, what he have written, the last written was the Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is called as Krishna in the form of literature. Bhagavatam is representation of Krishna in the form of literature. So it is so pure. And also if you buy Bhagavatam, it is like Krishna coming to your home. So if you take a life membership, you get that Bhagavatam set free, which is costing around 7,000. Otherwise, you can also buy those and you can start reading. I mean, nowadays it is coming like a small books of more than 30, 40 books. So you can carry anywhere when you're going, like a single book. So yeah, you can buy and keep a copy at your home. So it's just like Krishna coming to your home. So yeah, with this we complete. So this today's chapter. Arjuna's inquiry about unauthorized worship. Krishna answered 3 modes: determine one's faith and worship. Food in 3 modes we saw. Sacrifice in 3 modes. 3 kind of austerity. Austerity in 3 modes, charity in 3 modes, and then it completed with Om Tat Sat. Sacrifice, charity, austerity should be offered to Supreme. Okay, Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnavanti ki jai, Namacharya Das Thakur ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, thank you so much. Any questions on today's chapter?
Hare Krishna,
Mataji,
Mataji.
not on.
Yes,
Sorry.
Mataji. Yeah, Jayanti Mataji, yes.
Yeah, sorry. About the shlokas, the important shlokas you had told us, you'll post them, Mataji.
Yeah, is it not come? Ajay Prabhu.
Yeah,
I will
actually,
post here. One second, I'll just post.
No, it was
Okay,
not
let
going
me
actually.
take you. Let me take you there. Wait 1 second. Can you see my screen? Okay, it's better. Don't be dependent on anyone because you may have to. You may need this in future also. I'm posting this website, our website.
Thank you, Hariha.
So here you see the
Thank you so much.
store. You have store material, and here under register you see the free resource.
Yes.
Go here. Okay, you see the copies of Bhagavad Gita in all languages. You can free
Yes.
download your copies, soft copies. Okay,
Uh-huh.
and it's free, and you have here 108 shlokas. Just click in this, you
Okay.
can PDF download it.
Hare
And
Krishna.
coming to Veda base, you can go to our Veda base. If you have not seen, I'll just show you. We have everything, Prabhupada books here. You can read the books. Srimad Bhagavatam is available, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna, and there are many small books. Okay.
I have so
So there are-
many of them, Mataji. We keep buying them when we are
Oh.
traveling in Bombay.
Oh, very
So
nice.
yeah, they do come here. We have Touchwood. We have so many of them.
Okay, I'm just thought if anyone, I'm just giving, telling everyone, if you can read these books from here. So Prabhupada's many books are there. So yeah, so this is you have access, and there are letters which Prabhupada wrote to his disciples, how he used to manage, because those days there was no much other things, no, and so it was all in letters. How he used to guide his devotees in different countries. How many letters we can see here? Everything is there, and also the transcripts. The audio is there. You can Prabhupada just one each lecture. Prabhupada's audio is there. You can hear Prabhupada here. I think I didn't share the audio. Voice is not coming maybe. You can just go through here. Everything is available. Okay, all in website you can go. Okay. Hare Krishna. Okay. Yeah, Saurabh Prabhu. So basically if we offer to Lord, then it is fine. Yeah, I mean, there are certain food, right? Like you can't do anything. You can keep, like we keep the dosa and dosa batter and all, or the what dough, right? But usually in temples they don't do. But in houses, yes, we have some. We cannot follow so strictly. It is difficult for us to only do for 3 hours. But in temple they will follow. So yeah. But prasad, even in temple also, if it is for next day, because on Janmashtami, they don't have, there are many items cooked, but devotees will not have on that day, but they all will have next day. So prasad, there is no thing for like 3 hours. You can keep that. Hare Krishna. Okay, any other question? Hare Krishna. No questions? So which faith do you belong to? What do you think? You saw now all that in 3 modes. So you can just post in chat if you would like to mention. According to you, you are in which mode? Sattva, Rajo, Tamo? Sattva, Vidya Mataji. Good.
Swinging between Rajo and Sattva.
Yeah, true. Keeps fluctuating, Karuna Mataji. Sometimes, Rita Mataji says sometimes good, sometimes ignorance. Okay. So what happens basically when we have the food that is mode of ignorance, it lowers our consciousness. When it becomes difficult for us to understand something spiritual, we can't understand. So that is the thing that needs to be avoided. Diksha Mataji says sometimes sattva predominates rajas. Is Dr. Savita Mataji, you want to share anything? No? Okay. Okay. So let's meet tomorrow. We all say Hare Krishna 3 times together. All can unmute. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, Ajay Prabhu. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji.
Actually, I missed your lecture. I was into some other this link. Karunamai Das Prabhuji took the lecture.
Okay. When was it? I think maybe. How? How come?
I don't know. I clicked the link and that Prabhuji was there. So I asked him also about you. So he
Okay.
told that it will be some other link.
Oh, okay. When was it? Yesterday?
No, today only. Now itself.
Today.
Yes, today I left
What
that.
time?
This time only, 3 o'clock only.
It took you somewhere else?
Yes, it took me to the this Prabhuji's lecture.
Surprising. Oh. Okay, but then how did you come back again?
Then I clicked on the other link of the group it is sent, no? So I clicked over the other link, then it came to you.
Okay. No idea.
Yeah, should I
But
send in the group?
everybody, which one? All of them have joined, no? Other people? How did they come?
Yeah, I also don't know that how it came. In the
Hmm.
chat box, I sent this thing. So I clicked on the second link first. So there.
No, are you not in the group? Are you not in WhatsApp group?
No, I am in the WhatsApp group. But see this message, Mataji. I got
This came in your group?
Yes, this came in my group, and every time the teacher's name comes, Karunamai Das only.
So maybe you're in different group. I don't know. What is this, Ajay Prabhu? I don't understand.
I do not know which one, but that is different, I think.
Yeah, maybe youth batch. I think Mata, you are below 25.
Yes, I am below 25.
So okay, then that is why you have taken to youth batch. You are in youth link. That is why youth link is shared there.
Karunamai Nimai Prabhuji is in new youth.
Youth, I think he's taking for youth, and this is adults batch. So maybe that is why you're
I
taking.
have registered for adult batch only. Like I am 20
Oh,
now. Like I have touched 25. So I have registered for the adult batch only.
Okay. So then your group, maybe you should change, or you just, if Ajay Prabhu is there in your admin, or you can give your number, he will add to a different group. I think maybe you're in a different group.
But every time when I click the link, no, it comes to like me to you only. Like you are only the one who is teaching.
When you lick the link and which says that the teacher is Karunamai Prabhu, it is coming to you.
Yes, no, every time Karunamai Prabhu is only coming, like the teacher's name is coming that, but whenever I click the link, the teacher is you, like you are taking the
class. Oh, I don't understand this. Let me see this once, my link.
Can you add me in the group which wherein you are this thing?
Yeah, sure. You can leave your number here in the chat, or to Ajay Prabhu, you just message here in the chat. You can send to him.
Yes, I have sent my number over here.
Yeah, Ajay Prabhu, please add her to the group. It will be done, okay, Mataji?
I am checking. Hey, no, Disha Mataji, but I am astonished that she is not in our group.
Yeah. Okay, no
So
problem.
how it is possible? Like every day I'm getting the link, but like it is coming me to like to take this link only. Like the link is over, the name is that Prabhuji's name, but I am taken to this class only.
I am also surprised. I
Okay.
have no clue.
Okay.
Okay, we'll look into it. You will be
Yeah.
added to the group. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so what about today's lecture which I missed?
Today's will be posted in group. He'll share you. Okay,
Yeah,
separately.
already it
also.
has been posted.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.